back to the Bak'n Show. In today's episode, we're going to do an unboxing. Excuse me. The unboxing, all is here. These are 4 boxes for Mars Hydro. They sent out a new tent. This is a trim bowl. This is a 6-inch oscillating fan. Back in this corner is a humidifier. And this humidifier also has a reservoir that's going to hook up to this. And I'm going to get into that once we unbox it and hook it up. I'll show you how I'm going to set it up in my system here. And over here in this corner is the tent that I normally call a Mars Hydro Grow. And this houses the FC 4800. So the light is going to continue to stay in the tent once we hook it up. But everything, I forgot one more thing. The irrigation in the drainage system also is Mars Hydro. That's going to come out of here, and when I get it cleaned up, I'll be so I say cleaned up, like I'm going to clean this tent. Once I set this tent up over here, it's going to go back in here. I'm going to clean that up and put it back in here because we have 2 plants left in here that we're going to run in this run, and they need to be transplanted today and watered because they're drooping like crazy. And I'm going to get you off the tripod in a second so y'all can see what it looks like over here before we take this system down and we put this system in, minus the trim bowl. Trim bowl obviously will not be in it, but I'll show you it and show you how it functions. But I do have, like I said, the reservoir that's going to go along with this humidifier. But we do also, in the coming weeks, we'll be getting the dehumidifier system that hooks up over here too. So we'll be going through all of that in the coming weeks. We just started this run here, along with some other plants that's in the tent, 5x5 that I have over this side. And we'll get into that deeper into this setup. But we're going to set all this stuff up. Once we get it set up, I'm going to go over both of the tents and how we got them uniformed and working somewhat together, because they were all started in this FC 4800 tent right over here. But again, we're going to start by unboxing all of this stuff here, showing you what Mars Hydro got going on now, and we're going to go from there. Be right back. Before we start unboxing, I'm showing you what the tent looks like today. There's a mess in there. I cleaned it up because I knew this was coming down. But these are the 2 plants that will be going in back into the tent, along with the drainage system there, and the irrigation lines are running down here. The reservoir sits right over here. But all of that's going to go along with most of this, minus, like I said, that trim bowl there. But let's take one step at a time and start looking at each one of these devices that Mars Hydro sent us out. I'm gonna set you back up on the tripod and we're gonna check them out. All right, I'm back over here. And then since this is the smallest and probably the easiest to open up, we're gonna open this one up first. Everything came well packaged, and this was shipped out from Amazon. Mars Hydro has Amazon sending us the equipment now, and everything was really well packed. We got some slaps here. Let me see if the ones that I normally get. Yep, pretty much. Big giant sheet of slaps. The instruction manual for the 6-inch oscillating fan. Some tie-down straps and some screws, some nuts to hold probably the arms together. This here, maybe not. But this is the clamp, the pole clamp here. Power adapter, power cord adapter. Everything is well packed. It's nice and tight in here, so you wouldn't have to worry about nothing being damaged in travel unless you drove over top of this. Yeah, another box within the box, and this is the fan. It's more styrofoam. Well packaged. All right, here's a 6-inch fan. Got it upside down, or there it is. Got some control buttons on the top there, right across here. And I guess the cord is already hooked up. Yeah, it doesn't come off. But I guess this is your cord that'll attach to your controller. And there's a lot of cord here wrapped up in here, so I'm not gonna undo it yet. Let's put it together real fast so we can see how it looks. Now once I get the tent taken down and this new one put up, we'll go over more of this then. But I just want y'all to see how it looks. How the hell would this be? Something like that, okay. Real simple assembly. Just one little nut screw type of deal. Just goes right in the neck, and you just screw it right back in. Once you get your pole clamp lined up with the hole, and voila, we set up and ready to go. Just take it and squeeze the clamps and clip it. That's a strong one too. And clip it right on your pole. Got plenty cord to get to your controller. And I'll show you mine here. The controller 43. Once we get deeper into this. So I'll set this off to the side. And we'll open up the next one. And since this bowl is right in front of me, let's open it from the top. Again, another well-packaged deal. This is a box within the box. Another well-packaged product, and they was nice enough to even send some gloves out with this one. And pair of scissors, trimming tool. Is that a curve or a straight blade? Straight blade, but definitely come in handy. Got an instruction manual and some tools. Sit that there. This is the knob that you turn, I'm sure. Let me take it out the plastic bag. You just attach this to the top of the bowl. And this is what you turned to trim your weed. Toss that in there. Let's see how we get this one out. This. A few more things here. Let's see how easy is it to get out. They pack your stuff. They pack their stuff really well. This stuff is in. There we go. And this is a 13-inch trim bowl. And like I said, this is really well packaged. This is how it sits there, and this comes off, I'm sure. Once we hook this knob up to it. Sit this right back here. And this part here is the bowl. And it has little feet on the end, on the bottoms, which is cool. So once you start trimming, it'll stay steady. Instead of sitting on the flat surface down here, this metal part of the bowl, they put a couple little feet on the bottom, which is cool. Cleats, feet, whatever you want to call them. It looks like that's it. That was it in that bowl, in the box. Make sure I don't miss nothing. I had a feeling I was missing something. Glad I went back over there. The blades. And whatever this piece here is. We're getting to the instructions on how to operate, to put it together and how it operates. I don't know what these are, but like I said, we'll get into the instructions. And these are the blades that go on it, go with it. You get 2 blades, and the reason why they give you the 2 is one of them is for dry trim and one of them is for wet trim. And I'll pull, one of them has serrated edges on it, and that will be this one, and one is the smooth edge. And now I think the smooth edge one is for dry trim, and the serrated one is for wet trim. I may be incorrect, but when I go through the instructions here, I'll verify what I just said. I might just have them backwards. So these blades are really sharp. So make sure you keep the covers on them, the sheaves, until until you're ready to use them. Let's sit that up here. All right, let's open the instruction bag real quick. Let's put it together. See, we got an instruction manual. We got a screwdriver. Some sort of fitting. And let me see the size of it. 14 millimeter. It's like a socket. Got a screw. We'll figure out what all this goes to, how this goes together, excuse me. And they send you the little shears, the little pruning, the little detailed pruning shears. You use these on bonsai plants and such. So hope y'all can see that. This goes to the fan. All right, let's put this together real quick. You know, you get multiple languages with the instruction manual, so you just have to find the one that works for you. I think this is us. So this is the section that pertains to me. That's the English. And okay, here we go. And I went over to each one of the parts that was in the box already, This ergonomic design handle. Food grade. Where are you at down here? Oh, it has an extra blade, or a blade already attached to this. Didn't pay attention to that when I took this apart. So you do have an extra blade in there. Let me see which one is this. This is the smooth blade. So yeah. Let's grab the manual again. This one is this is supposed to be food grade material, this section here, and this is upside down. When the bowl goes on here, your material goes down on in this way, and it'll sit down in the bowl like this. And then this piece will go, let me take this cardboard off here, go on it like such. It'll fit down in here like that. It'll fit snugly there. And then this handle is going to wind up on the top of here somehow. But that's, so far, it's kind of what it's going to look like when we're finished. But I'm sure it's more parts to this that, I know it's more parts to it that I'm not mentioning yet. And we'll get to them next. But this is just an idea of how it's going to look once it's all put together. Let's take this back off. All right, let's start setting this up. And again, I told you this was a 13-inch bowl. 13-inch bowl. Now, what I was trying to find is these little gadgets here that came with it. I was trying to find the name of them. They show them on the instruction manual, but it doesn't say a name. Stainless steel blades, 4-edge stainless steel blades deliver strong cutting performance and long-lasting durability. Yeah, it doesn't really say the name of them. All right, let's start putting this thing together, and then we can figure it out from there. Maybe further into the instructions, the name of these little gadgets will come up. And what I'm interested in, I have one of these machines already, and I've used them before, but I've never seen them with these little attachments here. So I'm interested to just see how that works with this. So let's start putting this together. Let's go, let me see. Before trimming, select the correct blades before starting. Right now it doesn't matter in our case because I'm not trimming up anything. It's okay here, one of the things I just mentioned. Use the straight blades for wet trim. The straight blade is for wet trim. And use the serrated blade for dry trim. And the blade that comes with it on here already is the wet trim blade, and that would be the straight blade. I'm not going to take it off right now because, again, I'm not trimming anything up. And they give the instruction manual on how to change the blades, unscrew the knurl nut, which is, I guess, that nut that sits right down at the bottom there. Yeah, that's it. And step 2, remove the blade, replace it with this. Like I said, I'm not changing the blade. I'm cool with that. When you clean it off, just take a damp, wet cloth and just wipe it off. Also, I would say this too, and from my experience, with these blades, they get pretty sticky and caked up after use. So after you finish trimming your blades up, or maybe in between trims, take that blade off of there and take some isopropyl alcohol and clean that blade off. Now I know the 99% stuff is really strong, and it really eats the stuff off of here really fast. So I don't think it would affect, and I don't see anything in here. Maybe we getting into maintenance a little deeper into this. I don't think it would hurt these blades, and it would definitely benefit you to keep the blades and these grills right here clean, because these things get caked up too. So again, the isopropyl alcohol will clean them off, and I think the 75% will work just as fine. You might just have to clean a little, scrub a little harder. Now with these grates up here, you're going to have to, unless you got something big enough to take this and submerge it, like you can just sit it in the alcohol like that for a few, it'll get it off of here. Now you do have a rubber ring up around the top here, so I don't know if that alcohol will damage that. So you could also, way to clean this too, instead of submerging it, is just to take the alcohol with a cloth or like a green sponge or something, the green, you know what I'm talking about, the rough stuff, and just rub that on here, and that'll get that caked up resin. That's all that'll be caked up on it. So I guarantee you, at the very first use, this is going to be caked up. Because like I said, I've used these before, and to keep them clean, that's what I've done in the past. So the blade, like I said, is already hooked up on here. I'm not going to change it out. So we're just going to get this top part taken care of next. What's the next step in here? Step 3, I did the blade thing. Okay, right over here with step 3 though. That's where these little things here come into play. Here. And let's see how these work. Is that a separate nut? Install the new blades onto the center bolt using the washer and an awl nut. When using X blades, or these the X blades for dry trim, do not use the upper and lower gaskets required for the serrated blade. Oh, okay, I got it now. When you purchase one of these, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, what they're talking about. But when you're doing the dry trim, you use these things here. You connect them to it, along with the dry trim blade. Yeah, and all you have to do, like I said, is just take this nut off at the bottom here. It's hand tight. It's let me see. Yeah, it's easily taken off. You can unscrew it, and pop that off. And then when you switch the blades out and take these little dry trim plates off, you put the wet trim blade. Take these wet trim blades off. You take these little extra brackets they have here, on here, and you'll see it. These come off all together, and you put the new blade on with these for the dry trim. Just get the handle on top. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. This is where this socket comes into play. Fits right down on top of here. And this is where this seats in here like so. But to keep this in here, it comes with this long screw. Drops right down in that hole. And the screwdriver that they provide, they screw that right down on it. They're nice and snug, and the handle fits right on. Just like that. And then that fits, put that up here, turn this up. And this fits directly down here. And then you got these little rubber fingers down here Once you spin the wheel, that's what moves your weed across the grate here. So the blade at the bottom is spinning and it's trimming up your weed. Great little device, and like this handle is not permanent, y'all. So when you go to take this off, be careful. When you're lifting it up like this and you turn this over, your handle can fall out. So just be careful. There's seats just like that. You just seat the handle down on a nut. You'll see it when you get one. And then it just turns just like this. So sit it like this. Oh, my bad. I forgot to take the paper off the blade. Down at the bottom here, the blade had the sheaves on it, and it stopped it from spinning. And that sits on there just like that, and you just turn it. Now your blade down there is going to spin much faster than your handle here up at the top moving. And it goes in both directions. And that's how you trim up your weed, with a trim bowl. Great little product though, y'all. Great product. Mars Hydro has their emblem or their name printed right on the bowl there. It's a nice looking bowl, man. Nice and sturdy. Trust and believe you can definitely trim up some weed much faster with this than you are by hand. Now, when you finish trimming up with this, you may still have to do a little trimming up, cleaning the bud up. And that's what these little tiny shears are perfect for. And just like I said, they come with some gloves, pair of gloves, and you definitely got to put some. You don't have to put gloves on when you're doing this stuff here. Some people don't mind getting it on their fingers, and some people get it on their fingers and even eat it. But and I've tried it, but that is not good. But yeah, and a pair of trimming shears too. So all this comes in that package with the extra blades. Don't forget about those extra blades that come with it also. And remember, it's two type of blades here. It's the wet trim and the dry trim blades. Great product though, y'all. Definitely will be used when we finish up whatever we grow in these two tents here. Oh, that's right, I gotta get to this tent. So let me move you back over here. Next item we unboxing. Definitely can use this table. Or this stool. I can use this stool here to help me out here. Next item we'll be unboxing is, this is up. This is the humidifier. Box comes to your house kind of discreet. You don't see none of the Mars Hydro markings on the outside of the box, but once you get it open, it's right there on the flaps. Instruction manual. Put that up here. Styrofoam. But that's just the tank. And this is the bottom. Another well-packaged Mars Hydro product. This is the top here of the tank. And all the other accessories that come along with it are down inside the tank here. The hoses and such. And that part there is going to fit right on the top of here. And this will be like a directional thing. But this comes apart, excuse me. Yeah. And it gives you the option to do this dual hose or one hose. I mean, this one hose, or you can split it. And we'll get deeper into this as we get it, because I don't know what I'm doing here or how this fits together. So the instructions will get deeper into that, and we'll get into that in a second. This is the bottom part, the brain of it all. Some shit rattling around in here. It's like something. I hear something rattling around in it. It don't sound like it should be like that, but I don't know what it is, but I don't see it. But we have a float valve inside of it, and the float valve right now is being supported by this piece of styrofoam. I'm gonna take that off. And maybe that's part of the float valve system that's making a noise. But I'm gonna sit that right here. Now with this particular unit, let me go over the other stuff that's in here first, if I can get it out. Power cord looks like. Oh no, this is the humidity sensor, temperature and humidity sensor. Hoses. And some tie-down straps for your cords. That's what the inside of a bucket look, or the tank. On the outside of the tank, the Mars Hydro, and the gauge, the water level gauge right here on the outside. It sits perfectly together, just like this, I believe. Yep. Power cord is already attached to the back. Pretty long cut power cord too. And this is where the humidity sensor is going to be connected to too. But this is a nice unit. I believe it's a 6 liters. So open this up. It has a QR code that you can scan inside of the instruction manual. So if you just wanted to download this to your phone and read it from there. It has the Android and the Apple QR codes. Once again, you just gotta find the English or whatever language you speak or read. You have to find that on the chart here and go from there. Oh, this is troubleshooting on that side. Okay. All right. It has a bunch of diagrams and stuff on here also to help you out setting this up. Let's go over the parts real quick. The two-way nozzle that I mentioned to you already. The tie-down straps. The humidity sensor. This is the top for the unit. The hoses. And the unit itself. Yeah, those are all the units that, the pieces, the accessories that come with it. Now we're going to set this up when we set this tent up in here. So I just wanted to show you what came in the box, how it was boxed up, and the accessories that come along with it. But as we set this tent up, we're going to be setting each one of these items up in there, minus the trim bowl, which is back over here. So I can't get too much deeper into this yet until we set it up. Still an instruction manual up top there, so don't misplace it. And I'm gonna set this right over here. Slide this back. And now we're gonna get into the big boy, the tent. Now this tent is a 4x4 tent. Height, I know it's over 6 feet, but it's about a 7 foot, probably 6.8 to 7 foot. Once I get it open, I can give you the exacts. Another well-packed box, even though once I got the top open, it kind of split. Here are your poles, and each one of your poles are lettered. Just looking for the letters on these set of poles. Yeah, oh, they're on there. Okay. Just put them all in the same direction for me. All my letters that I can see it down this way. Makes it easier for me when I go to put this together. All metal corners, which is very good. I like metal corners instead of those plastic ones. Some patching for if you get a hole in your tent. They give you a couple squares, about 4 or 5 of them. Let's see. There's quite a few of them here. So if you ever have a mistake there and you pop the hole in your tent somewhere, you see a light leak, you can cover them up. It's give you 5 patches. And you can probably have to glue them up there somehow. They're not adhesive. Here's the instruction manual on how to put the tent together. And I'm not sure what these little pieces are. This is up top. It's a little different. We'll get into that as we put the tent together. And the tent itself. And this tent's a little different, y'all. This tent is green. This is the outside pocket that you hang up on the tent that hold your accessories. Your trimmers, your all of those things that you use, your pH pens, your EC pens, PPMs, whatever you use. You can keep all that hanging in your right outside your tent for easy access. And then the tent itself, as you can see, this tent is green. Not going to open it all the way up, but just open it up enough so y'all can see. It's nice, thick Mylar. And we'll get into the specs of it all once I put it up. Or we can take a quick peek. Yeah, just taking a peek of the inside there and how to set it up. I know how to put these tents together. They're pretty easy. You've done a few of them. I've done quite a few over the years. But yeah, this looking to see if we're getting the specs of the tent. Just gives you measurements, height, tent, and all that kind of good stuff. No, I don't see all of the specs on it, unless I'm not looking at the right area. Should be on here somewhere. I see sizes and all that, but I don't see, like they tell you, like it's like with the 2000D or I'm not sure what that stuff is called, but somewhere in there's the instructions. I'm sure they got it in here. I'm just overlooking it. And we'll, like I said, once I get this tent set up in this spot here, I'm going to get in. I'll have more information on the tent then, and we'll get more into that then. But it looks like a pretty nice tent. It's nice and thick. And I like it, it's green. It's I've only seen black tents and I think a tan colored tents. Not sure who was making those back in the day. But yeah, this seems like a pretty solid tent. The stitching on the corners are pretty thick. And from what I can see, yeah, it's got the good zippers down here. Yeah, I like those thick zippers. Oh yeah, your vent holes. Yeah, the Velcro covers on your vent holes, and you got your mesh netting here. And the inside there, they have the Mars Hydro. The word Mars Hydro stamped in the inside of the tent. So as I said, now I'm gonna take this one down, put this up, then I'm gonna bring y'all back. I'm gonna show y'all what all this looks like put together, and then we'll get a little deeper into this here. This video is going to be kind of long. It's kind of a combination of an unboxing and reset of this tent here. So we'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Got the tent set up in this little hole back here. See my curtains to hide it. Two of them up there. See the Mars Hydro symbol right up top there on the tent. The tent is fine, excuse me. The tent is great quality. It's 2000D, the material, the Mylar, super bright Mylar. I'm gonna open the tent in a minute so you can see it. But as you can see, also it's a green tent. So it's the first time I'll have a green tint. Normally my tints are all black. Big window here on the front for your viewership without having to open your door and mess up your, mess up that. I forgot that, but I thought this was a piece of plastic there, but that's this mesh screening right here. So yeah, the air coming through here regardless. But yeah, you can just open this up without having to open the door and see into your tent pretty well. See, as you can see, I got some plants in there. Over here, we got the humidifier running. This is a 6-liter humidifier. I believe it's 6 liter. But there's one more thing that's going to go with this humidifier that hasn't come yet in the mail. It's a reservoir system that hooks up to this. Let me turn the screen on so y'all can see it. You can see your screen down there. It lets you know your humidity and temperature. And all your functions, buttons are right here on the side here. But up here on this humidifier, this particular humidifier, it has a little hole here. You can pull this rubber piece off of here, and this is where the reservoir system is. So it's a self-watering humidifier. So the other piece hasn't come yet, and I wanted to get this video done before I left because I am leaving tomorrow. But also in that box, you get your user manual and these 2 extra fittings here. That's if you're splitting your, once you run it, as you can see, I got my hose ran through the side of the tent right there. Once you run it through there, you can, let me open it up so you can see. You could attach the fittings to the hose up here. You can see the hose there, and I just got it shooting straight up. You want it, your hose directed up like that so the water flow, the condensation can flow back down through and back down to the tank instead of dripping down into your tent and on top of your plants. But that's how that's set up right there. I have my exhaust system right up there, and it's kind of sucking all everything that all the humidity in here is getting sucked right back out of there. So I'm going to make an adjustment to this here. But as for the tent and the setup so far, fantastic. I can't wait to get the other piece to go to this humidifier. And with this humidifier, you can put it in your tent, and as you can see, the display went off. So that's a good thing. So you ain't got to worry about light leaks inside your tent if you was to put this down in the tent instead of outside like I have it. And then again, once you get to get one of these units, the instruction manual shows you everything you need to know. It's really self-explanatory. It's real simple. And if you get one of these, you'll see exactly what I'm saying. If you have other humidifiers, and I'm sure if you all been growing for a while, the humidifiers is the same setup. You have the different functions on it. You can set it up. Here's your power button up on the top. Over here, you want to set it up to run on a timer. How much mist you want coming out at a time, that's how you control that. And over here on your right here, the humidity. If you want to set it to run, to come on and go off on a set humidity, you can control it from right there. Here's your reservoir gauge to let you know how much water you have in. Right now, I got it completely full. So it's pretty simple, and they can sit right down here. And I want to eventually probably have it down on that floor right there, cleaning out this area right here. So the refill tank can sit right here. But yeah, that's what you got coming here in the very near future. Hopefully it'll get here today. If we get here today, I'll add it to this video. If not, I'll put it in a separate video, separate unboxing video. But yeah, the system looks great. The tent looks dynamite. Let's look at the inside the tent, because we haven't looked at the Mylar. It's a really, really thick Mylar. This tent is definitely thick quality, very well made. Light leaks, you probably won't have any unless it's something coming from the stitching here, but the stitching is real thick. So I don't see any problems coming there. Plus one here, and I hope y'all can turn a light on here. See this a little better. Right here, see how the stitching is? And the stitching over here in these corners. So it's ideal. It's real nice and thick, so you shouldn't get any light leaks. The good thing about this, the cover here, is this is where your zipper sits, right down in here. Nice thick zipper, not the little cheap zipper stuff that eventually breaks on you and comes apart and mess up the whole tent. You just got it. So these are nice quality zippers, and they have these covers on the front and the back of the zipper to prevent any light leaks coming through. Yeah, I had no complaints whatsoever. As y'all can see, we have the Mars Hydro irrigation system and drainage system all hooked up down there. The 3 plants that we're going to run here. Here's the humidity probe right here that comes with the system. And that's all connected. That humidity probe is connected to the eye controller right here. I mean, controller 43, not eye controller, controller 43, which is running my whole system here outside of the exhaust fan back there. The exhaust fan is another company, so I won't get into that. We also have the 6-inch oscillating fan, which we got up here in operational, with your controllers right on the top there. And this can be hooked up to your interface, your controller 43, because if you can see right there, it could take a J12 or J11 cable, goes right there, and you can run that right up here to your controller. Right now, I only have the light hooked up to the controller. Let's turn the controller on real quick. Just the light is hooked up to the controller. I got the light set on 57%. And so that's the running schedule right there. Here's an 18/6 schedule. But yeah, so far so good with all the items that they've sent out. No complaints whatsoever. This stuff is dynamite. Mars Hydro has definitely got a winner right here. I love the tent. I love how it's made. And we should definitely get a great harvest out of it, like we normally do. But here's the plants that we'll be running in here. What plants are these? It's the high wired. Let's see. This one here is the high wired. That one there is the mango runch. And last but not least, that's the sparklets. Now we had another plant here, but I took it out of here, took it outside, so we won't have a plant here for this particular run. I do have some watermelon plants that just popped up out of the cups that I have them in, and I might sit them here so I can use the irrigation system to keep them wet while I'm going. But yeah, man, that's the system so far. No complaints whatsoever. Mars Hydro, y'all did it again. Loving what you made here, and can't wait to get a full run in here so we can get a whole review, from start to finish on the products that Mars Hydro is putting out. Here's the FC4800, the light we'll be running it under. Definitely, we've used this a few times already, so we know about this light, dynamite light. And the irrigation and the drainage system we've ran in a previous run, so we know about that. So, only thing we have left for this video is the refilling system that comes along with this. I don't have the correct name for it. Once it gets here, like I said, I'm either going to pop it into a separate video or I'm going to pop it into this video here. All right, I'm back. The last part of the humidifier system just got here, and I wanted to get this part done. Like I told you earlier, I'm going away tomorrow, and I wanted to get this whole unboxing completed. So it looks like we're going to be able to do it. The humidifier is still sitting here and it's running. I didn't set any parameters on it. I just turned it on, and it's just been running since I put it in here. I still see the steam coming out of there, but I do need to put a setting on there. Now for this, I'm gonna have to get something to cut this open. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Another one discreetly packed. don't know how well y'all can see this, but let's see. That's what comes in the box. So let's get into it. I use my stool. Sit there right here, and we can go through what's inside the box. We have a hose. We have an accessory kit, user manual, and looks like a reservoir. All right, let's pull out the user manual. Let's get you a little closer look at the manual. So you see that, you see how it's going to be set up. You got your tank and your humidifier. Got the line hooked up to it right at the top like I showed you. Now we just got to figure out that float valve and all that stuff. It has step-by-step instructions all the way through and different languages. So it looks like it'll be pretty easily set up. But let's get into it. Step 1. Unscrew the bucket connector and insert it into the small holes at the bottom of the bucket. All right, so first thing we got to do is unpack this stuff. And with the hose, it will say what size this is. It's a 5mm hose. Oh no, this is length. The length is 5 meters. Now it doesn't say the hose size, but it is 5 meters worth of hose, excuse me. Inside your accessory pack, see that right there. Angle you down just a little bit so you can see this. Now we got a float valve, a bunch of fittings for connectors. It's a fitting that I guess connect to the reservoir for water flow. Shut off valve. And this looked like some kind of knife, okay, to cut it. Sorry about that. So we'll get into that in just a minute. Let's open up this reservoir. All right, has a lid. Nice little body. Couple handles on it so you can carry it. It's nice thick material. It's not nothing cheap. And it has an additional piece down at the bottom, down that you can see that. See? I can see that down there. You see that? That's an extra piece down in there. It makes it even more sturdy. And it flattens it out at the bottom, so if you wanted to sit this on something, it'd sit flat. It wouldn't have to worry about the water bubbling, pushing this out and, changing its shape. So it can definitely sit on something flat. It has the hole right here, so you can hook up your valve. So again, let's get into this now with an instruction manual. Let's put this together. Okay, step 1, like I said, I already said this. Unscrew the bucket connector and insert it into the small hole at the bottom of the bucket. And that's where we at right here. And it's a bunch of, well, it's not a bunch. There's 3 rubber washers on here. Three of these rubber washers with this here piece here and a nut. And all that inserts and fits on your reservoir tank. Now let's look at the order we're supposed to put this in here with the rubber washers. So you got a rubber washer on the inside, go along with this, like this. You just take one of them and put it on there like that. And then you insert this into that hole right there like that. So yeah, I don't know if this is an extra washer, but there's one washer on the inside and one washer on the outside. So when you put the nut on, and tighten that up, I guess hand tight. Yeah, it's pretty tight. Let's see if we have any leaks. Then after that, you say you put your L brackets on, which is this one here. And this has a rubber washer down inside of it. I had that on like that there. Next step, attach the screw in an L-shaped tank connected securely. The second connects to the base bit. It just said what I just read. Just make sure when you put the put this together like this, just to make sure you go back and double check and make sure you're nice and secure and tight for leaks. All right, next step. Where are we at? Step 3. I cut a short section of tubing using a pipe cutter, then attach the connector. Then attach and connect the shutoff valve. Oh, okay, I got you. Okay. So we're taking the tubing, we're connecting it together here. It's connected. Now we're going to cut this a short piece just so we can connect this shutoff valve to it. So it'll sit something like this here. Make sure we ain't got a arrow on here. No, it's just okay. There's no particular way. You just got to put it on here like that there so it's connected. So you use this tool that comes with the knife on it right down here and cut it. That's pretty easy. Now left about that much, so we can see that. And then we're just going to place the shutoff valve on that. And it just snaps right in. Just like that. It's nice and secure. Now I'm going to turn this to the off position so later on we don't make a mistake and put water in here and I forgot to turn it off. So I'll shut it to the off position now. So it sits like that. Next step. Cut a short section of the tubing using a pipe cutter, then attach the connector. Make sure the cut end of the pipes are clean and even. Uneven slated cut may cause leaks. Okay. Next step, we're going to be connecting this to the top of our humidifier. And the humidifier is running right now, so I need to shut it off. Attach the float valve to the humidifier inlet port. Then connect the 1/8 of an inch L-shaped external thread elbow to the valve. Make sure all connections are firmly tightened to prevent leaks and keep that float valve moves freely before use. Okay. We're going to shut off we shut that off. Now, oh shit. All right. Actually, let me disconnect this here. Sit that right up there. Here, on the top, you have this rubber piece here. This pops out. Just use your finger and pop it out. Your float valve connects to the bottom end of it, and it is set up similar to this here. Let me get it connected. And there's rubber washers on here. It's 2 rubber washers. I'm gonna show you. You put one on each end. You got these 2 rubber washers right there. Pull one of them off. See these 2 here. So you got one on the inside, one on the outside. Like this here. Then put this one over top of this one, like this. And then we're gonna replace it with the nut. Oops. Now make sure when you put your threads on here, you thread it the right way and get it nice and seated. Because you get a cross thread, that can cause a leak too. And once you get it in there securely, it should sit similar to that right there. And this can be turned by just holding your nut and just spinning it to the direction you need it in. So that's how it should look. Next step. We have to put elbow fitting oh no, we did that. So now I'm connecting one of these 2. Which one? This one here to it. I feel like something is not right. Oh, maybe it's this one. Yeah, this one here. I'm sorry. You got an L. It has threads on it. Right there, and you can see those threads. That screws right down into that hole there. Once you get it seated, it should sit similar to that there. Okay. Now is cut the pipe to desired length and connect the float valve interface to the shutoff valve. That's float valve interface to the shutoff valve, which is this right here. The hose will float in between them. So now this is when you set your tank in the location you want it. In this case, in my case here, it's going to sit right here where this humidifier is, and the humidifier is going to go down on the floor. So let me do that right quick, and I'll be right back. All right, we're back. And as you see, I got it set up. Got the reservoir sitting here, shut-off valve is right there, hose ran down to the humidifier, which is sitting right there on the floor. Now I have everything shut off right now, and even the shut-off valve is still shut off. So we're gonna turn the shut-off valve back on, turn the humidifier back on, get it running again, make sure we don't have any leaks. And then we're gonna put the lid back on top of the reservoir, and that should be it. Let's do that now. We close my reservoir here. Turn the shutoff valve back on, or turn it on, period. The shutoff valve, once it's facing the direction that the pipe is, you know it's on. And plus it got on and off on the valve right here, so you can't mess that up. Inside, let me get you a little closer here. Let me see if y'all can see this. Excuse the camera work. Now right down here, you can barely see it, but you see it a little bit. Right there in the humidifier there, you see that little white spot? That's the float valve right there. Now it's all the way up at the top, so obviously it's not letting any more water in there. And here's the tank. That's what it looks like filled up. Now one thing I didn't look to see how big this tank was, or is. Let's see. 15 liter. So it's a 15-liter reservoir. So it's a nice little amount of water. I don't know how much that is in gallons. Maybe 3 gallons, maybe. Somewhere right around there. 2 gallons. 2 or 3 gallons is right around there. I'm not sure exactly, but you get the idea. But it's a nice little setup, man, where it's all connected and you don't have to refill that, but maybe once a week. It depends on how much you have this thing here down here running. Now I'm gonna turn mine back on, and I didn't have any settings set up for it. I just turned it on and let it run. And it's back to running, I think. No, it's not on yet. I hit the button. There we go. It's set 72 degrees and set to be 57. The humidity is set to 57. Now, that's up there, and it's running, as you can see. I do have my humidity probes are right here, as you can see, hanging right there. And I believe that's the one, yes it is, it's connected to this. So, only thing I have left to do now is to set my parameters down there. The light just turned off on the humidifier to keep the humidity in my tent set just where I want it at. The plants are still fairly young, as y'all can see. They are just coming out of the veg stage, except that big monster back there. That plant there, let me see, was put in the 1 gallon pot. That's a gift from, that's one of the plants I got from Elite. I had to put that one in sick bay for about a week or so because it was catching hell. As you can see, I didn't go back and clean up any of the leaves or anything on it. But now it's recovered. All the new leaf and foliage up top looks nice and healthy and good. So it should do well in this tent with the rest of these plants, these other 2 plants. Irrigation, like I said, is up and running. the drainage system, and it just came on because I accidentally turned the irrigation system on. What I'm getting ready to do now with that is set the timer on here because I don't have the timer set on this yet. So I'll be doing that in just a second. But yeah, we finally got through the unboxing like I wanted to. We got all parts taken care of and done. We have the irrigation system for the plant itself right there. That's all hooked up now. As you can see, the drainage stands for the irrigation system all cleaned up and ready to go. And if I had another plant, I could sit it right there. The humidifier setup is all set up and running. Only thing left I have to do now is put the lid on top of my my bucket there, my tank. And we're rocking and rolling. This Mars Hydro run is up and running. Tent is dynamite, looking good. See my humidifier is running up there. The light is on, I think 60% right now. And the distance between the light and the top of that back plant is 2 feet exactly. There's a little more here. The par readings, 350, a little more than 350 for that plant back there. These across the front are 300, and I'm cool with that for now. And it's gonna stay like that until I return. So we're gonna get about 12 days of that, let these plants grow up. Until this light, it has plenty space to grow. So I don't have to worry about moving the light at all, even and turning up the intensity of the light. It's fine right there. When I get back off of this trip here that's coming up, I will consider flipping these to flowered in. It depends on how tall these is and tall these are. In this tent here, I like to get the plants roughly about 27 inches tall, between 27 and 30, and then I'll flip it to flower because I got plenty room up top there to move this this light up. We no longer have the exhaust system in the tent. We got the exhaust system outside the tent. So now we can end this video. It's a pretty long video, y'all. But that's okay. Mars Hydro sent us out all this new gear, so we had to take our time and unveil each one of them and show you how they work. And here soon we should be getting one more product from Mars Hydro, and that's the dehumidifier. And as soon as that comes in, we're going to do the unboxing on that one too. But that's all we have for y'all in this episode. If you like what you saw, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, share, and subscribe. And into the next one. Stay baking.